Hey everybody, how you guys doing tonight? Welcome to the Over Under on 1252 Sports. We're live tonight with my co-host Peter Blake. I'm your host Harry the Greek. Also live, and I love St. Pete, the hub, and multiple other platforms. But
yes, divisional playoff weekend. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to pick these games, guys? Are you ready to?
God, we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, use that phone line right there.
Absolutely.
And we already got comments coming in, so that's always cool.
Yes, we do. Oh my God, the tribal monitor is in
the moderator. Yes, he's making sure that the trolls stay out or they stay in, if you will.
Yeah, tell me about it. Actually, there's another comment. You know what? They're already beating us to it. Kyle says, "Good evening, gentlemen. How are we doing tonight?" Kyle, thank you so much for commenting.
Yes, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to talk football.
You know what?
Of course,
it was a really, really good evening.
Yeah,
because today we had Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue.
That was good. That fills me up. And you're lucky I'm here because I was ready to fall asleep, honestly.
Fall asleep?
Yes, that puts you to sleep. There? It puts you to sleep. It's like Thanksgiving, you know, when that food hits your belly, it's like, all right, I'm not ready to work anymore. I'm not ready to talk about football. I'm ready to go to sleep.
If you guys have a question or a comment, make sure you go ahead and post it. We're going to go ahead and read it live on the air. Who knows? It might even give us a different narrative to talk about this evening. It always switches it up, especially if you don't agree with me. So that's what we really like to do a lot. And by the way, the Rolex reporter over here, he's just kind of showing off.
Yeah, I'm always showing off.
You got a question or comment for the Greek and a little Pete? Dial 727
Got you, little Pete.
You like that, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
I know you did. All right, the Greek and Pete. 727-320-5866. That's 727-320-5866. Divisional rounds, baby. Cincinnati at Tennessee, San Fran at Green Bay, the Rams at Tampa Bay, Buffalo at Kansas City. Tell us who you like and why. Give us a call. Debate it with us a little bit. You know what? Had a pretty good week last week.
You did? How'd you do?
Not bad.
Yeah?
Yeah, I won some money.
Any surprises? I did win some money too, by the way, taking your advice.
Well, surprises. I don't know if you really want to call it surprises. I mean, I had San Francisco upending the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Cincinnati was the surprise because I really thought that the Raiders were going to win the game. Now, look, I mean, I'm not going to make excuses, Peter. The Raiders could have won that game.
Well, there was definitely some controversy, right?
I mean, honestly, they definitely could have won that game, but they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They're still in the playoffs. So what I'd like to know, what do the people out there think? Do the Bengals actually have a chance going into Cincinnati?
I think they do with that offense, but I'm not sure if they can stop King Henry. I mean, that's the thing.
Look at that. And we got a pussycat running right across the backside.
There you go. Very good. We also have new music too. Did you hear that?
Yes,
StreamYard. Thank you very much for the new music. That's awesome.
You know, we're gonna get a little groovy here.
Yeah, there you go.
What do you think, Peter?
Yeah.
Don't stop. Don't start with your some of these porn music.
Dude, that's your music right there. This is your music.
That's the funk, bro.
That's what it is?
That's the funk.
Can you play funk on a football show? I guess we're doing it now, huh?
Roger.
Yes.
I want to know, Roger. Kyle, tell me. Tell me that music ain't the funk right there.
Is that music getting you ready to talk football, or are you getting put to sleep? Or is that baby making music for that matter? It's kind of baby making to me. We want to keep the viewers on there. We don't want them to go somewhere else. Play this type of music right here, start getting in the mood. You got some rock?
This is it. We're rolling.
I'll tell you what, if you don't turn off this music right now, I'm gonna kick you. We got
Rodgers Shoe says, Harry. Rodgers Shoe also says the Hawks are down 2-0 in the first period. What else is new, Roger? Seriously, what else is new? Roger also says taking Rams and Niners. Okay. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Facebook user says, I was wondering if y'all heard what I just heard, that Tristan Wirfs is going to play. Yes, he is going to play. I don't think they have much of a choice, though, Peter. Honestly.
Well, they don't have much of a choice, but the good news coming out of practice today was that he was not favoring his leg and on top of it, his ankle or anything like that. He was going through practice just fine. It looks like Leonard Fournette's going to play. Ryan Jensen is going to play. A lot of Bucs fans right now out there in the Tampa Bay area, of course, a part of the hub, and I love St. Pete. Kind of, just on eggshells at this point with this offensive line. Of course, knowing the importance of the offensive line with the matchup that's been presented to him this week with an Aaron Donald and, of course, Leonard Floyd and a Von Miller. A very tough matchup with the LA Rams coming to town here. So it's always good to be healthy, if you will, in that line intact.
Mm-hmm. Without question, there's going to be some really, really good games tonight. I'll tell you what, the game that I'm really most looking forward to watching, the 49ers at Green Bay.
I think everybody's looking forward to seeing that because, look, at the end of the day, the Packers are 0-3 against the 49ers. They've had difficulty in stopping that run game. You know what to expect with the San Francisco 49ers and running the ball. The conditions favor it. And then on top of it, can that 49er defense, with Nick Bosa hopefully being healthy, get after an Aaron Rodgers? Because like we've always talked about, that Packer defense is very susceptible to the run. And then on top of it, if the 49ers win that game, guess what? The Bucs, if they take care of their business, the NFC Championship game is at Raymond James Stadium. How about that?
Oh, Lord. The one word, the word if. The word if.
If. Look at all these comments we're getting right now. You got to love this.
Because they're wanting picks, Peter.
I know they want picks. Well, let's read some of these comments, interact with them.
Some of these. Roger Shoe says, Roger Shoes. We already know that. Roger Shoes taking the Rams and Niners. By the way, I knew who this is. It just says Facebook user, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to go back to my phone to go ahead and say that. It says, I was wondering if y'all heard what I just heard, that Tristan Wirfs going to play. Yes, we already talked about it.
Who
Facebook
is that?
User. I'm going for the Bengals. It's hard not to go for the Bengals.
Right.
I mean, half the people that are watching this right now, cell phones weren't around when the Bengals even won a playoff game.
It's very true. What is it, 1990? Welcome to the Jungle with Boomer Esiason and Ickey Woods?
No pun intended, Chicago fans and Chicago people out there, but aren't they kind of like the lovable Cubs before they won a playoff game? I mean, honestly. Not a playoff game, but, World Series.
And I think it's a good story right now because you have a young quarterback like a Joe Burrow and, of course, a Jamar Chase, both of those players being at LSU coming together. The big-time question, that defense, can they stop a Derrick Henry? Will King Henry be healthy in that game? If he is, it changes it. If he's not.
A 50%.
Yes.
King Henry.
Yes.
Should absolutely just mow through that defensive line. That team is just so stacked. It's scary.
It is scary. It is scary if they're healthy.
The Tennessee Titans look really, really good.
But that's the key, though. If you have A.J. Brown healthy, if you have Julio Jones and Derrick Henry, they're going to be tough to stop. Absolutely.
Yep, without question. We're going to have some special guests coming on tonight. Some people that have not seen in quite a long time. We're going to have our good 1970s porn music.
We love that.
In the background.
It's always good.
I kind of liked it.
Everybody gets everybody in the mood.
A really, really nice comment from our boy, Mr. Christopher Cole. Hey, Harry, the Greek and Bling Bling Blake.
I like it. I like the Rolex Reporter, but Big Bling Blake or Bling Bling Blake, I kind of like that. That is the Rolex right there. It is real. I'm putting it out there on camera. Yes, I'm flossing, as the kids would say.
Before we really get too started tonight, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to my boy, Mr. Sean, he's the manager at the Tires Plus in Oldsmar. He's one of my colleagues.
Okay.
Tell you what, this guy just works his ass off for everybody. Come by, give me a hand today. We got some unfortunate things going on over at the shop, where I'm at. And,
Yep.
man, a guy comes over, he's a complete champ. He just completely does what he does. But you know what I like more than anything about Sean?
What do you like about him?
He's not only a fan of the show, but he is a super fan of any kind of sport, especially football. The man loves the Green Bay Packers.
Nice.
I mean, I'm not going to hold that against him.
Right.
I mean, him
which
and I
you
have our
could,
debates
because
about it.
your relationship with Aaron Rodgers. You hate Aaron Rodgers.
Well, hate's a very strong word. I mean, I wish maggots crawl up his ass and make him
I think
die
that's
or
worse
something.
than hate,
not really
actually.
die. I don't want
Yes.
anybody to die, but yeah, it's kind of pretty bad.
Yeah.
Roger Shoe says Brady gets Harry's cat's ass tonight.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with that, Roger, but I wish I had my sound effect. I'll just do it this way. Would you shut up?
God.
Yeah.
Roger Shoe, it's horrible Pornhub music. No, it's not.
Well,
I
he
kinda
would
like
know.
it, man.
I mean, Roger would know that.
But Roger, that's the funk right
He's
there. I
definitely a
kinda
big
like
time
it.
fan and a moderator of Pornhub. We know that by
No,
now.
Seriously, man. I mean, just check it out.
Yeah.
There we go. Listen.
Yeah.
You sound horrible, Peter.
Whatever, man.
Oh,
The music sounds horrible.
Back to the comments. Christian says beat up Bulls have 1 point early lead versus the Bucks midway through the second quarter tonight. You know what? That is really, really surprising because I don't know if people know this or not. Zach LaVine is down for a while with a knee. They don't know exactly what's going on with him, and I think someone else is hurt.
Lonzo Ball,
is.
6 to 8 weeks, which is a
And by the
critical
way,
injury.
That ball is the good ball. I
Mm.
don't care what anybody says. I
Oh,
like
yeah.
that ball the best.
I agree, and I tell you right now, what a
Can you say
disappointing
ball anymore?
Well, we said ball. They're balling out, but how much can they ball out, if you will, without Alonzo Ball and, of course, Zach LaVine? I mean, that's been the story of the year this young season, the Chicago Bulls and the young Bulls. So you hope that those players can come back, and if they can, they're definitely going to be able to compete, but they're going to have to do it without Ball for 6 to 8 weeks. Tough injury.
That is a tough injury. And Christian, just out of curiosity, as the game goes on, you're going to kind of be our sports moderator. Come on,
Yes.
go ahead and leave a comment inside or tell us how our Chicago Bulls are actually
Call
doing.
in, too, by the way.
If you'd like. 727-320-5866. That's 727-320-5866. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. Welcome to the Over Under on another Friday night. It was pretty exciting. I had a pretty good day today. Actually, our interview here with ABC Action News today with Jameson.
I'm telling you, if you're local here, I mean, this guy's blowing up. ABC Action News right here, giving out his picks. Harry the Greek Berg right there, right from his place of work right there. I mean, that's right. That's awesome.
It was a pretty good time. It was a good interview. Oh, looks like we have a caller coming in.
Look at that. I know who it is.
Oh, is it?
That's Ed.
You know what? We're going to have to give Ed my new walk-up music. I'm going to give Ed some walk-up
Give
music.
him some walk-up music.
I got my own.
No, Ed, just listen.
How's that?
Here's the funk, Ed.
Bro, I don't know what's
What you
worse.
think, Ed?
Him doing his walk-up music or this walk-up music playing in the background. I mean, I'm done with all of you guys. I'm ready to walk out right now. Get the hell out of here. Play some rock or something.
Oh,
Give
I
him
can't do
something.
it. I like the 70s porn.
I mean,
music.
I would like to kick you in the head right now. You'd be 70 years old after I get done kicking you.
Ed, how you doing tonight, buddy? What's on your mind? Welcome to the Over Under.
Okay. I'm really worried. It doesn't look like
I'm really worried too. I'm really worried about your. I'm really worried about your voice.
A big, huge defensive front this weekend, man. I just don't know, man. I'm really worried.
Well, don't be worried because, like I said, the update of the day was that Tristan Wirfs practiced and practiced just fine. There was,
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, it's
He's
good for him to.
practiced-
It's
Hold
good
on.
for him to practice at this point. A lot of
Look.
people considered that he was going to be out for the game.
They say that ankle looks like it's bigger than your head.
Oh, you are being funny.
No,
at this
I'm not
point.
kidding you. Okay,
Oh
they
my
say
God.
that ankle looks so big it's not even funny. Listen, Peter, they have to rest him. He doesn't need to practice from here till Sunday. I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't have practiced him this much this week. I would have let him do nothing but sitting and getting therapy, and then on Sunday,
First day you practiced.
Huh?
It's the first day you practiced.
I wouldn't practice at all. I would have got him right onto the field and then checked his foot out right before then. And you know what? I know a lot of people are going to agree with me as well on that. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and introduce somebody, but I got to get his walk-up music
Oh,
now.
Jesus.
You know, because my boy, let me tell you something.
Oh, God.
I know he's going to like this.
Please, God.
Hold
Somebody
on, man.
shoot me
Introducing live.
with a high-powered rifle right in the face. I don't know what's worse.
This is
Ed's voice,
this
this
is-
music,
Hold on.
or
The man-
talking to people all day long on the phone.
The man I'm bringing in
Yeah.
is the Cuban guy of Donald Trump's.
Yeah.
Mr. Michael D'Angelo.
This reminds me of KG.
What's up, Michael? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the
man?
over-under, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm so excited. I feel like it's been forever, honestly.
¿Cómo está, señor?
Muy bien. Can you guys hear me okay?
I can hear you, but you're kind of grainy. You want to do me a favor? Because I just love doing the walk-up music for you, a little bit of that Pornhub stuff, which is pretty cool. I want you to go ahead and log back out, come back in. I bet you the audio is going to get better.
All right, I'm going to do that just for you. Do I get the music again?
Play
yeah,
that music
we're
again
gonna
and
get
see
that
what
music
happens.
again for you, bro.
Ed is still on the line, by the way.
Hi, Ed. How are you, buddy?
Hi, Mr. Ed.
I'm gonna play that funky music in a minute.
Yeah, you probably would.
No. Yeah, I'm just a little bit worried about that because I know our offensive line, man. If we don't have an offensive line to protect Brady, we're in deep doo-doo.
Yeah, I kind of see that. Ed, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
The game originally started at the Rams, not the Rams, but the Buccaneers were almost a 5-point favorite in some books. And this line has actually went all the way down to Tampa Bay only being a 2.5-point favorite. And the total points are 48. I'm not giving out my predictions until toward the end of the show, but I'd sure like to know the people that are calling in. Who do you like in the game and why?
Well, I'm never going to bet against my Bucks, but I'm worried. And I think the Bucks are going to win by a point, hopefully.
Wow. You must have been watching Harry today on Channel 28 because
No. I've just been watching other. I'm not going to say who because I don't want to promote other sports outlets.
You know, that's probably your. Okay, go ahead and play the music now.
All right, hold on. Ed.
He's watching other outlets, all right.
Hang on. And we're going to reintroduce him.
Yeah.
The man, the myth.
Yeah.
The Cuban Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Michael D'Angelo.
We call him the Cuban cigar.
I got some if you need it. Audio is better?
Mucho
we
grande,
go.
senor.
Yeah.
Listen, it's been a long time coming. Very long.
Hang on, I got a Monica special here, baby.
There we go.
Jesus. Wow.
I got
Harry.
a nice little travel
Hey,
case.
man,
this
I
Christmas,
love
so.
Cuban cigars.
Go ahead, Michael. How are you, buddy? It's been a long time since I've talked to you. On the phone lines, we have Mr. Ed on the phone, not the one from the 60s, but the Ed himself. He's actually a pretty good dude. How you doing, Michael? Everything going good? And how's Mr. Donald Trump doing?
Let me tell you what. It's been a long road. Very long road. But you've missed me. I've missed you. We all know you missed me a little more than I've missed you because who doesn't miss me, right? But at the end of the day, I missed you so much. How much? Can't even put a number on it. Let's talk some sports, baby. I'm back.
Gotta love him. So, Ed, tell me. So we have Ed on the phone. I gave him the line. The line originally started at Tampa Bay was -5. They're down to 2.5 points. Total number is 48. Ed said that he would never pick against his team. Ed, what do you have the final score being, you said?
Oh, the score is going to be low scoring. I think it's going to be like 21-20 or somewhere around there.
Wow.
21-20. And
All
you
right.
like Tampa to win that game. So you actually like the under in the game as well. So you're kind of actually saying that you like the Rams to cover the point spread, correct?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, well, that's nothing wrong with it. Hey, let me ask you this since you called in. Cincinnati at Tennessee. Tennessee's 3.5-point favorite. Ed, who do you like and why?
I like Cincinnati.
You like Cincinnati getting the
Yeah.
3.5 points. Do you think they're going to win the game outright, or do you think they'll probably lose, but not lose by more than 3.5?
I think they're going to win the game outright.
Oh, good. So you would actually play them
Wow.
on the money line. Do you like the total, the 47.5?
I do.
You do? Do you like the over or the under?
I like the under.
The under in that game. Wow, Ed.
Wow.
Bringing out the knowledge.
Interesting.
How about San Francisco? He's on a roll before I let him go. I want to hear this. San Francisco at Green Bay. Green Bay started the line that they were favored by 4 points. It went all the way up to 6.5 points, and it came down to 5.5. This line is all over the place. Do you like Green Bay to win the game by more than 5.5, or do you think Frisco covers?
I think Green Bay's in a lot of trouble. That's what I think.
Okay, any particular reasons why?
I just think the 49ers are a better team overall. Overall record against Green Bay at Green Bay is pretty good. So, yeah.
Okay, and the total points in that game is 47. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking they're going to cover.
You think? Well, no, is it going to go over or under?
Oh, it's going to go. It's going to go under. But
another under game. I kind of think that he wishes someone was under him, but I mean that's just everything is under.
Yeah, let's not go there.
You play that music again?
Hang on, man. Here we go.
Oh, jeez. No, just don't. I mean, that's the kind of music you want.
So Ed.
Yes.
Ed. Yeah. San Francisco's at Green Bay. You like it over, or do you like it under 47?
I think it's going to be even.
Even. Okay. And last but not least, you got the Buffalo Bills charging in Kansas City. The Chiefs are expecting the Bills to come ramming through their stadium. Who do you like in the game and why?
I like the Bills.
You like the Bills?
Yes.
So you think the big Buffaloes are going to be going through Kansas
City?
I think it's going to be that commercial back in the 80s where the big bikes would come running through the screen.
All right, man. I was just checking. But last but not least, do you like it over or do you like it under 54?
I like it over.
Why did we discover this music tonight? Seriously.
But I'm kind of liking it.
It kind of reminds me of KG.
I'm in tears right now. If my mother's watching this show, Peter made me do it. Ed, thank you so much for calling in.
Oh,
problem.
God.
I am literally in tears. You can use your phone call a little bit later if you'd like.
Look at all the comments we got,
Oh my
too.
God, we got
They
so
love
many
it.
comments. Have a good night.
Thanks
man.
a lot,
Take care
Ed.
of yourself.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Big Ed right there.
Oh, my God. I'm laughing so
Mr.
much, I'm
Ed.
crying. Can you see it?
I can't see it. I can hear it. I'm doing the same thing. You start playing
My cheeks are hurting over here.
Yeah, that was pretty good, though. I mean,
I
you
was
liked
good.
everything under. So
Look
I
at
had
that.
to play
10 comments.
I had to kind of go ahead and talk about them a little bit.
Yeah.
Kyle Nichols says Tennessee over Bengals. Tennessee is rested and the Bengals are banged up. San Francisco over Green Bay. Green Bay has an issue against the run. Tampa over the Rams. Brady rarely loses twice in the same in the regular season and the playoffs. But the O-line injuries worry me. And the Bills over Kansas City. Think the Bills finally beat Kansas City. That defense is tough and will be better than Kansas City's defense. Kyle, I got to tell you, that is a really, really, really good, well thought out analogy. I do like some of the picks that he's making.
I like most of all those picks.
Not all of them. I
Right.
know. Which ones do you agree or don't agree with, Michael?
Well,
You want me to bring it up again?
yeah, there we go. So I don't like the Bengals, and I have to say that because I got my girlfriend back there. She's a big Bengals fan. But Bengals and Tennessee, I think it's gonna be a lot closer than people do think, because I think what's gonna happen is with Henry back, he's gonna run. I was gonna play onto it, but I think I don't think he's gonna be as hot as people think. I think they're gonna still utilize the other backs, but I do see the Bengals in an upset against the 1 seed. I think the Bengals are just so hot right now. I love the San Francisco over Green Bay. They're just the way they control the ball. Definitely Bucks over Rams, but Kyle nailed it. Bills over KC. I'd love to see that. What I do know is that whoever wins Tennessee Bengals, that game, that matchup, they are extremely excited to see Bengals versus Chiefs, because in my eyes, those are top 2 seeds in the AFC. Tennessee, obviously a strong team, but they don't have any credit, right? Everyone's talking about them just like they're, they're number 1, but they're not a strong number 1. But all I know is I think KC and the Bills obviously going to be the game of the weekend, but the Bengals and Tennessee, they're just happy to see those other 2 play together. So now we had knocked at least one of them out. So it's going to be iPad.
Peter, Michael, I'm glad there was something that he said, okay, on a serious note. It didn't strike a nerve, but a lot of people are saying this. And I can see why people are saying, well, they're number one, but they're not really a strong number one.
Sure.
Let me give some stats out here, Michael. And you probably didn't know this. Maybe you did. I don't know, because I understand you're a fantasy guru. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I know you like to dabble around a little bit, especially when it comes to making a couple of wagers, whether it's pari-mutuel or whether it's sports gambling. Mm-hmm. When they lost Henry, did you know that they still ran for 1,000 yards? I want you to just let that sink in for a second. So before people say, they're number one, but they're not really a strong number one, because they're not flashy, because they're playing defense, and because they're running the football. Just let that sink in for a minute. Mm-hmm. This is a team in a mindset that says, I'm going to still run the football. Mm-hmm. I don't give a damn if I got a 100-year-old quarterback in running back in Adrian Peterson, or I got a 5th round or an undrafted free agent that I'm going to put in the backfield.
Sure.
We're still going to commit to running the football.
And that's usually a winning formula, especially against Cincinnati, which is a flashy offense, but defensively they have some work to do.
Hold on. But did you know that, Michael, that this team still ran for 1,000 yards after the injury?
When you say that, I want to say I've heard that somewhere else, because they gained 1,000 yards through multiple backs, right? So It wasn't just one back gained 1,000 yards, which, I mean, on the plus side, that's huge, because that's talking about the credit to the offensive line and how strong that is, right? So that's where it's scary. And, so some debate I've heard out there is, I get it, they're 1,000 yards with the backs. With Henry back, is he 100% to the point where he's going to produce the numbers that they're looking for? Or do you think he's going to be limited and not be 100%? And then at that point, he's taken away, yards that the other backs could be doing because they're 100%. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But there's 2-part question here. First off, I'm going to make the comment. I think they're going to run the wheels off that bus. Okay. That's just my own personal opinion. Now, I'm still not giving a pick out, because I think this game is a very weird game for me to wager from many standpoints. I still don't think that Cincinnati should have beat the Raiders. I think that there was quite a few breaks that they ended up getting. Look, I'm happy for what the Cincinnati Bengals did. I really am a believer in the Bayou Boy himself, okay, with Mr. Joe Burrow. I love Chase. I think he's probably, let me say it, the best receiver in the National Football League.
Wow.
Okay, that's how good he is. But here's the issue. They don't have a really strong offensive line. Joe Burrow has been sacked more times,
51 times,
and hit more times than any quarterback in the entire National Football League. And you know this because you're also a draft expert, that team's glaring need in the offseason coming into the season was the offensive line, and second, it was the defensive line, and then third, it was the wide receivers. And they decided to go wide receiver first. Okay. And it seems to have worked out for them. Now, they've lost to some pretty bad teams this year, but they've beaten some pretty good teams as well. I remember a particular game, Michael, when they were playing, and Peter, when they were playing the Baltimore Ravens, and I was like, I was licking my chops. I was like, Baltimore is going to beat the brakes off this team. And then they went in there and they spanked Baltimore around like a little red-headed stepchild. So is Cincinnati that good, or was Baltimore that bad? And I have to go back, and after watching the season, I have to say that Baltimore really wasn't that good.
They weren't that good.
This is why I think this could be a very, very weird game. It's a great story. Everybody wants to have that feel-good story. That's that Cinderella team. Wow, this is the team that hasn't been to the playoffs and won a playoff game in how many years? Can we do it 2 times in a row? Who knows? They could probably go to the Super Bowl and win it. I don't think so, though. I think Tennessee is a lot better than what people think. And for the reason only saying is because after Derrick Henry went down, that mindset of that coaching staff still said, hey, we're going to run that football.
That's it. And that's how you can win in the postseason, especially when the weather turns cold, and you would feel like that would be some type of impact. But at the end of the day, for me, it's Cincinnati. Everybody's talking about their offense, but really, can their defense stand up to a Derrick Henry if he plays in this game? Can their defense stand up to a Julio Jones and and AJ Brown on the outside?
Cincinnati has a very difficult time covering corners.
Yeah.
They really, really do.
Yeah.
And if they have any kind of success running the football,
Oh yeah,
that's called playing keep away from the opposing team's offense.
exactly.
And that could be deadly.
Agree.
And then what if Tennessee got up by 10 or even, God forbid, 14 points?
Mm-hmm.
And that forces to take the running game away from Cincinnati. What does that do to that porous offensive line and Joe Burrow?
Well, it puts them puts them in the situation and that's exactly what you want to do to Cincinnati. As crazy as it sounds, you want to get them down early so they're forced to pass, so there is no threat of the run, and then you want to expose that offensive line. And you feel like that defense can get after it. That would be the Titans.
So, Michael, we're going to go through it again. You like Cincinnati to cover the points, or do you think they're going to actually win the game?
I think they're going to win the game. I don't know if they're going to cover the points.
Okay. Well, no. If they win, they do cover the points because they're getting the 3.5 points. I'm going to help you out there. I'm sorry.
I was
they're going to cover and even possibly win.
Combined.
Okay, and unlike Ed, I'm going to spare you from the 70s funk music.
Please do.
The over or under 47.5. Who do you like there?
I'm going
That's
under.
The total
on that
combined
one.
Score. Huh?
I'm going under for that game.
You're going to go under. Sounds good. I'm going to ask you the next game. San Fran at Green Bay. Who do you like?
Oh, gosh. These playoffs have got to be the most intense playoffs that I've seen in a real long time, where each game, the final 4 games, are just extremely tough. I'm going to go Green Bay. I think they're just going to come out with too much attitude. I understand what San Fran is bringing to the table with their run game in the past few years, but I don't know, man. I mean, I think Green Bay's offense just is going to light them up.
You really do?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And do you like over or under 47 points?
I like under because I think just the simple fact of San Francisco and how they operate their offense, they're going to run the rock and just bleed the clock.
When I ask you about the San Francisco 49ers, and if I ask you what are the 2 glaring things what are the 2 best things that they do on that football team, what would they be?
I mean, I would have to say rushing the ball is their number one thing. And then I think the other thing is pressuring the quarterback from the defensive side. I mean,
playing defense. Okay.
Yeah.
So would it surprise you if I told you, first off, how many games do you think Jimmy Garoppolo has missed this season?
Didn't he miss like 3 or 4? Or?
I think it's like 4, maybe even 5.
Yeah,
games.
about 4 or 5 games.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
So would it surprise you if I told you that Jimmy Garoppolo has thrown the football past it for almost 4,000 yards? Would that surprise you?
That would.
Okay, because that's exactly what happened. You see, a lot of people don't realize that because when they think about San Francisco as they're a running football team, which they are, they run some of the best zone blocking in football. Jimmy Garoppolo passed for 3,850 yards, 20 TTs, 20 touchdown passes. That's not including the other quarterbacks that went ahead and played for them. This team can also throw the ball with the best teams in football. Now, does Jimmy G have as many touchdowns as an Aaron Rodgers or a Tom Brady? Hell no. 4,000 yards. Digest that for a second. And with that defense, and they're getting 5.5 points. Does that change your mind at all?
I don't think so personally, just because I'm going based off, even though it's new team, new year, right? But the last time that they met in the playoffs, Jimmy G threw the ball 8 times. 8 times. Now, they had Raheem Mostert running all over Aaron Rodgers for 200-plus yards. But so I think Kyle Shanahan, even though, new team, new scheme, coaches, so on and so forth, but, I mean, they do so many dink and dunk running the ball. Like, the way their offense is set up, if they get the ball first, they're bleeding 8 minutes off that clock just from running the rock, pass, little dink dunk passes here and there. So no, it's not going to change my answer.
We're going to get back to some of the comments really quick. Welcome to the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. alongside with my co-host, Mr. Peter Blake.
Yes, sir.
And special guest, Mr. Donald Trump, the Cuban Donald Trump, Mr. Michael D'Angelo. Actually, that's pretty good. Roger Shoe says, I need Harry's Greek music. What's the title of the song?
I have no idea, but we have to get that. We'll get it on the next broadcast.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Christian says, Rams are taking the Bucks down this weekend. Just a hunch. Very good observation. Cannot wait to hear my picks at the end here.
All right.
Facebook user says, do y'all think anything is going to happen to Donald? Because, if they find Donald or suspend him and they didn't do nothing to Bruce Arians, there will be a lot of people screaming injustice in the NFL. What else is new? But I'll give you a little hint. If Donald would have been suspended, it would have already happened by now.
Exactly.
Okay, number one. And
Right.
number two, these people in this world, this cancel culture and everything else, they really need to give it a rest.
But what Donald did is far worse than what Bruce Arians did. It's just
tomato,
a bad
tomato. So
right.
which one was worse? What Donald did, Bruce Arians, or wait a minute, the fakes vaccination cards, not paying the the guy for his food. I'm fully immunized. What else is worse? I get it, but
the guy's trying to take his helmet off and then scratch his eyes out. But I understand the point. You fine Bruce Arians $50,000 for tapping his own player on the helmet.
Look,
Rodgers doesn't want to pick up a penalty.
Roger Shoe told me what really happened.
What happened?
Okay. He went up to the guy and he was trying to wipe his eye because he had a little smidge.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. I'm serious. That's all he was doing. Give me a break, guys. This is football. Did Aaron Donald do something egregious? Yes.
Right.
Is he going to get suspended?
No.
No. Leave it alone. It's not our decision. Okay. But I do want to help Coach Arians out here in Tampa Bay. And I think everybody that's watching this broadcast and anybody that's actually going to go to the game this weekend, I think there should be a donation bucket.
Yep.
And for every single person that walks into the stadium, they should leave a $1 bill and donate to him, because it'll cover the $50,000 fine, number one. And number two, the additional funds could actually go to the man's favorite charity. That's what I think should happen.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I think it was a bunch of bull crap what happened, and I don't think the man should be reprimanded the way he has been. Peter.
And to me, if you're going to suspend BA, you should definitely suspend Aaron Donald, and it's not happening. It's not going to happen. So I don't understand where the NFL is coming from. That's been the problem with the NFL and their decision makers.
Urban Meyer didn't get suspended for kicking the kicker.
Yeah, kicked him, and then he kind of got fired.
So what would have happened to Mike Ditka in Chicago? I don't expect you to remember this, but Michael, I'm going to tell you what. I implore you to go to YouTube and type in Mike Ditka loses it on Jim Harbaugh. Okay? Because Jim Harbaugh was the first-round quarterback. He played for the Chicago Bears. As a matter of fact, the game was against the Minnesota Vikings. And the Bears called a certain play, and Harbaugh decided deep in his own area to go ahead and throw a quick pass out to the right. The DB read it, picked it off, went in for 6, and here comes Harbaugh to the sideline. Could you possibly imagine what that conversation was like? No, you didn't have to see it, hear it, because you could see it live on Monday Night Football. He didn't grab one hand of the face mask. Ditka grabbed them both and shook them like a friggin' rag doll all the way to the line and then threw them. Guess what the NFL said about that?
Nothing. But that's the different times we're living in. I understand that, but this is what doesn't make sense about the National Football League.
I felt bad for Jim Harbaugh.
What was worse, BA's action or Aaron Donald? Aaron Donald, and yet he doesn't get suspended, and you wonder why players continue to do what they do. It's not consistent. It's not consistent leadership. It's not consistent discipline.
I'm glad I didn't go down that rabbit hole, right, Michael?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's not consistent. It's not, and it needs to be.
Michael, Rams at the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay's -2.5. The game started at Tampa was almost favored by 5, and this money has all been going toward the Rams. It's almost like the gambling gods are bestowing upon the gamblers and the wannabe people that are going to go ahead and try to make money and saying Tampa's only favored by 2.5. Are you buying this or what?
You have to, right?
Okay. You asking me? I can't
kind of
right now.
Rhetorical question?
No. I'm just not giving out my picks right now. Peter and I aren't giving them out.
I think there's an 88% rule in there too.
No, not yet. That's only when the road favorites 2.5 points.
Oh, see,
that's an 88% rule.
Okay.
So, do you think Tampa wins the game or not?
Harry, I don't know. I'm stressed out, man. I'm stressed out with this game. The Bucks fan in me says yes. The Bucks fan in me is 100%. Bucks are going in there, taking them down because we got Brady, we got Evans. The logical side, the analytic side is showing me that the Rams look like they're going to take the dub over the Buccaneers, and it breaks my heart. But I mean, that's why I'm not betting on this game, because I'd lose money and I lose my heart to the Buccaneers out there.
Song, right?
I love you, and I'm with you no matter what. Let's go Bucks.
Oh my God, I kind of really like that one. No, but the line is 2.5. So if the Buccaneers win, do you think the Rams can cover the points though? Oh wow, we have another call.
We do have another phone call.
And I have no idea who this is, but I'm going to go ahead and bring it in. Welcome to the Over Under. I'm Harry the Greek. What's your name and where are you calling from?
What's up, Harry? It's Todd from St. Pete.
Hey Todd, how are you, sir?
What's going on, Todd?
Good, man. Hey, I wanted to ask you guys. I feel like there's an echo. There we go. I had it on speakerphone.
There we go.
So, listening to what Michael is saying, how does a person make an intelligent bet when they're a huge fan of a team, but they know that there's a possibility that the other guys are going to win? Like, how do you balance that out?
That's a great question.
Great question.
And a lot of people, I probably get a half a dozen direct messages and emails, alluding to that very same question. How do you do that? It's not a hidden bones. I've been handicapping professional sports for a little over 30 years. And I have allegiances to the Chicago Bears as well as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I've probably bet against the Bears more times this year than I actually bet for them. So I'm glad you asked that question. If you have to bet with your heart, you stay away from the game. It's just as simple as that. And
I think that's, yep, there it is.
You stay away from the game. If you have doubts that this team could be upset because of glaring needs, such as Tristan Wirfs is going to play injured. They have no backup. Marpet has a couple of dings going on. The center, the right guard. It's just not looking very well. No Chris Godwin in this particular game. I'm thinking you're alluding to the Tampa game, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
As a Bucs fan, I feel like it's going to come down to a field goal. But if I was a betting man, I would not be comfortable betting this game because I'd be betting with my heart.
Then you go to Texas. Then that's just that easy.
Do you know what? Does anybody know what Texas means other than Pete and Michael? What Texas means is you go to El Paso. That means you just pass the game.
Yeah, pass the game.
Yep.
Pass the game up, and it's close. And look, I get it. A lot of Bucs fans out there are kind of torn, and there's a lot of Bucs fans that are saying, well, the Rams are better coming into this game. I look at the first matchup. I think the Bucs are better coming into this game, and I'll tell you why.
They're not healthy.
They are healthy.
They weren't. They were healthier back then.
No, they were not. They were actually
Godwin.
They were okay, but they were missing the majority of their secondary. And at the end of the day, it's about their defense stopping that high-powered offense. So if you have Sean Murphy-Bunting, Carlton Davis, and of course Jamel Dean, and both safeties healthy, and then on top of it, JPP and Shaq Barrett, that defense can get going. You said it best. That offense doesn't have to be explosive. What they have to be is efficient, and what they have to do is run the ball, make a commitment, have that defense commit to it, not turn over the ball, and play outstanding defense. And you know what? They can get a couple turnovers up for Matt Stafford. Defenses have shown that the last couple months. You don't have to have a high-powered offense. You still got Gronk. You still got Mike Evans. You still have playmakers on this team. They may actually even activate John Brown, depending on your favorite receiver, Rashard Perryman, who looks like he's got another injury.
Yeah, by the way, he's not playing. He's also done.
Okay.
He shouldn't have been playing.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I have a question for Todd. Todd, I really appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir.
What is the one thing that you believe in that game that the Buccaneers have to do to be able to cover the 2.5 points on offense? What do they have to do and do well?
Okay, so it's a two-part answer. One, I think our defense is really, really good. And two, there's this illusion that Matt Stafford is some sort of an elite quarterback.
Thank you.
And he is not. This is a guy who's playing really well. He's in the NFL. You would expect that. Vinny Testaverde played really well too for Baltimore when he won the Super Bowl. But is he an elite quarterback? Absolutely not.
Okay.
So I think that if our defense does what they're supposed to do, and our coaches, staff, and players execute the plays that they are supposed to do,
okay,
we have the potential to win the game. We have the talent. This isn't whether we can beat the Rams. We have the talent to beat the Rams.
okay.
Execution is key.
Okay, my question was this, though. What are the two things that the Buccaneers have to do to be able to cover and beat the Rams? Let's eliminate the Rams. Let's eliminate Matthew Stafford. On offense, just give me one thing that the Buccaneers have to do to be able to control this game.
I think that we have to stop the outside pass rush on the offensive line. And I think our special teams are going to have to step up and do really exceptional things.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate that. I was trying to bring them down.
I feel like you were leading me on that, but I wasn't.
I was kind
in your mind.
I was kind of leading them on to where the Buccaneers really had to run the football, and if I'm having to hang my hat on a game plan from Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich, that's one thing that's just not in their DNA.
Not true.
Is to run the football.
Not true. Postseason last year, they showed that. They did that against New Orleans. And in fact, they did it in the Super Bowl where they ran the ball more. And I know what you're saying. And then on top of it, guess what? They got Leonard Fournette coming back. I'm feeling great.
I know. I understand. I understand you might be feeling great. But for the first time this season, I think the Buccaneers are game planning against a team rather than another team game planning against the Buccaneers. And I'm going to tell you why. Because of the injuries to Chris Godwin, because the injuries to Brashard Perriman. I can't stand that name, but anyway.
Tyler Johnson's inconsistency, Scotty Miller, right. I get it.
You have a team now that is complete, who can run the ball in the Rams, who can throw the ball all over the field. Odell Beckham Jr. is playing absolutely out of his mind. An incredible game.
Absolutely true.
They have more weapons right now on the Rams.
Sure.
And now the Buccaneers are game planning against this team and what they're going to have to do. And if that's the case, they can go ahead and beat this team. If they go to a risk it, no biscuit and try to chuck the ball down the field 50 times, Tampa loses this game.
I think I think what you do is you do what you did last week versus the Eagles, right? You come out with urgency. You have a quick start. You go with the hurry up. You wear that defense out so they can't substitute. And once you have them wore out, maybe you get up 14-0, then you make the Rams one-dimensional. People will look, Cam Akers is back. Great. Sonny Michel, awesome. But this is a top run defense. They showed that last week. For me, the game plan has to be stop the running game because the Rams are going to try to come out and run the ball to commit to it. Yeah, absolutely. They're going to come out and try to run the ball.
Question for Michael.
Yeah.
As a Bucs fan, and it alludes to my original question. How do you go into this game with your heart and your mind so conflicted and just get in there and feel comfortable with the whole thing playing out one way or the other?
So I've been a season ticket holder for about 7 years now. So I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs. Let me start by saying that. I go into it knowing that home field advantage is a big part of the game, right? So when I go in there, and I give them all. I am active. I am yelling. I am clapping. I'm trying to get everyone else engaged at the stadium because I know how much crowd noise affects the Rams offense. Matt Stafford is already shaky enough, right? He has his moments where he can either be really great or really bad. So with a ton of crowd noise, with making sure they understand, like, we're here from a fan base, we're here from a team because we're a strong team. We really are. But going into it, I'm just, I know what the Bucs are capable of, and it's just seeing it actually come out and happen. So I don't know if I'd necessarily answered your question there, but at the same time, I go in.
No, I get it.
And I'm just
it's a hard question to answer.
Yeah, I go out there and I give the Bucs the best version of me when I'm in the stands and I'm a fan and I'm shouting and I'm trying to give them all I got.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Todd? We're going to go ahead and move on to the next game since you're already on the phone. And I'm going to give you a chance. Ed's calling in. Ed, I know you can hear us. I'm not going to go ahead and answer that right now. I'm going to go ahead and give me a call back later. We already have Todd Russell on the phone. But Todd, Who do you like in the other game with Buffalo and Kansas City?
Well, I've got the Bucks and I've got the Bucks and the Bills in the Super Bowl. So I think that Josh Allen is going to overpower. I think he's going to win this game for the Bills almost single-handedly.
You know, they're actually in the same boat as the Rams are. The line is almost identical. And,
yes.
And I want to go ahead and repeat this. Tampa Bay started out as a 5-point favorite earlier in the week. The game is already all the way down to 2.5. That's how many millions. Let me repeat it. Not with a thousands, millions of dollars have been bet to move that line. And it's almost, be very scared to bet in this game, guys. I haven't given out my picks, but be very scared to bet in that game. However, Buffalo's in the same boat. This game may end up getting Buffalo the same points that Tampa's saying. So this could be very interesting. So who do you like? You like Buffalo to win the game outright, obviously. Do you like anything, maybe the total 54 over or under?
Good gracious.
That's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points. I think that, people were talking about the Rams and the Bucks having this shootout. I think that on a show earlier in the week, somebody said that, I think, Harry, it was you. You looked for like a 80-point game in the 40s for each team. I don't know that Kansas City and Buffalo are going to put up that many points. That many.
Kansas City has played inspired, extraordinarily inspired defense. I can't believe that word just came out of my mouth. It's almost impossible.
Unbelievable.
Oh, we got another guest out there. Todd, I am going to go ahead and let you go. I do appreciate you calling
Michael, Harry, Peter, appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much for calling in. You've been a gentleman, a scholar. You're more than welcome to call back anytime. We're going to hold off on the phone calls for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get this gentleman's walk-up music because he's kind of feeling the funk himself. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The man with the plan from Irving, Texas. He's getting the groove. He's doing the boat. Check him out, Mr. Steven Glasker.
Doing the boat, the love boat.
What's up, Steven?
Hey.
I'm going to throw you off the boat if you keep on playing this.
Yeah, baby.
Getting seasick.
What's up,
What's
man?
up, Steven? Thank you so much for showing up, man. It was so glad. Oh, my God. And I have another phone call coming in. Please stand by, okay?
You got it.
I got to play his love up music, too. The man with the plan. Welcome to the Over Under. I'm Harry the Greek. Thank you so much for calling in. What's your name? Where are you calling from tonight?
You know who it is.
Oh, my God. It's the man with the plan himself, Mr. Sean. This is Big Sean. This is the guy I told you about, everybody. For all your tire needs, make sure you go to the Oldsmar Tire Plus.
There you go.
Otherwise, you come down to the St. Pete store if you're watching us here in the greater Tampa Bay area. If you're back in Chicago, make sure you go visit a Firestone Complete Auto Care at all your nearby areas and boroughs, especially around Chicago. Sean, how are you, brother?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad, man. What kind of questions or comments do you have for the Greek and Pete and maybe Michael D'Angelo, the Cuban version of Donald Trump, and Mr. Steven Glasker?
The sexy Cuban.
Do you really believe that the 49ers are going to win?
I didn't give out my picks yet. You're kind of giving it away. San Francisco is getting 5.5 points. Still, some sports books have the 49ers getting up to 6.5 points. But right now it's 5.5. Unfortunately, Sean, I know you're a huge Green Bay fan. I think they're losing this game. I'm just being upfront with you.
You're crazy.
I know.
Well, what I would ask Sean, I know you're a Packer fan, but that defense, we talk about Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. Of course, you guys have that. Aaron Jones in the backfield and Dylan. Defensively, are you confident, knowing what you know about this Packers defense and knowing the whole history of this match? Are you confident that Packer defense can stand up versus that very physical 49er offense and stop that run game?
Well,
and right there, my friend, that silence right there.
He was being silent. He's the first time
tells
caller.
Me everything he needs to know. But go ahead.
The 49ers are going to try to control the clock. They're going to run the ball. They're going to pound it. And Green Bay's just going to put too many points up too fast. The 49ers are going to play from behind.
But my question is this. What if the 49ers don't fall behind in the game early? And let's just say that the 49ers get up 10-0. What happens then because Green Bay becomes more one-dimensional? Do you think Green Bay's in trouble at that point?
No.
Okay, why?
Well, they have decent running backs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on, I guess, what Rodgers shows up. Same thing. He's in the same boat as Brady. If you rattle him early, then he's no good.
Yeah, that
Brady's
does make sense.
going to be the same way. If they put pressure on him and they rattle him early, he's going to start throwing iPads around.
And he's throwing the iPads around.
Oh, he's right. He's right. You're throwing the and the NFL got on him. Got on him about that.
Forget the iPad. They should have thrown Antonio Brown around.
Well, they should have, but I mean that was the Saints game. You're exactly right. They put a lot of pressure, especially the interior part of it. When you put interior pressure on Brady, but if you contain Rodgers, you know this all too well. But if Rodgers happens to get out of the pocket, he can definitely expose that 49ers back end.
Right.
I have a question for you, Sean.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that the 49ers run the ball better or pass the ball better? Do you think they're known as a running team or a passing team?
Well, years ago, they were a straight running team, but with Jimmy Garoppolo, they're a passing team now.
Okay. You see, very few people know that. 3,800 yards, almost 4,000 yards in a year, and he's missed like 4 or 5 ball games.
Yeah.
But they are let's put it this way. They're a very well-balanced team.
Correct.
And this is why, this is where Green Bay suffers, especially on defense. It's because of that balance. If they were playing a team that was strictly a run team, that mediocre, subpar run defense that they have, they can do very well because when they do stuff that 8th person in the box, let me tell you something. Green Bay can play defense with the best of the teams in the National Football League. But when they're playing teams that run really good zone blocking, like the Vikings, like the 49ers, like the Raiders, teams that can really, really zone block well, that's where they struggle because they don't know whether it's coming with they have to have that 8th person in the box to be successful.
Correct.
And that's where Green Bay suffers. If they make San Francisco one-dimensional, they'll beat the brakes off this team.
Right.
That's so I understand exactly where Sean is coming from. That's not what I believe that's going to happen because I think there's too many holes on that defense, and I think that defense is going to really get after the Green Bay Packers offensive line, which, by the way, was a little bit banged up. With that being said, they've had 2 weeks to rest, guys.
Correct.
This team is really prepared. Let me tell you something. LaFleur, he's no joke. He's one of the best coaches out there in the National Football League right now. What do you think, Michael?
I mean, I get the whole rest thing. That makes sense, right? You got injured players, they're getting healthy, take time. The game planning, sure, but there's a little bit of a rust factor there. Like when you're this far into the season, like these guys, these professionals are used to a routine. So they're like, if you're not in the routine and you have momentum winning and going, and it's a mentality thing. Like that number one seed is a blessing, but at the same time, if you guys are not prepared, and I get it, they got a great coaching staff, this can be really bad for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. They're bringing a lot of guys back that haven't played in a long time either, getting them back acclimated. So, it's great as a 1 seed, but I think there's going to be a bit of a rust factor in there. And I still think they're going to win the game, but I just don't think they're going to be as sharp as they've looked already before.
Glasker, what you think about that?
I like what Mike said. I look at it this way, guys. Aaron Rodgers is 1-4 in playoff games. He's thrown 9 touchdowns and 8 interceptions in those games. He's also 0-3 against San Francisco.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yes.
Sean, did you know that?
Oh, yeah, I did.
I didn't know that. Go ahead, Steven.
So I would love to pick Green Bay in spite of Sean. I think he's still mad that our 44-year-old quarterback is better looking and better quarterback than his 37-year-old quarterback. But that's neither.
Well, hold on. Sean's laughing. He knows he's not. He knows that he's not as good looking as Tom Brady. But I mean,
he looks older than Tom Brady. Have you seen Aaron Rodgers? He looks like a homeless man playing quarterback.
Listen, first off, Sean's not even a huge fan of Aaron Rodgers. I know that personally. Okay, I mean, because of some of the antics that he's been pulling. But you know what? I'll never belittle someone to have their own team and what their fan base is going to be like. And that's what's so nice, especially about this show with being the over/under. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely.
You need to talk more about how the Rams are going to.
Do I think Aaron Rodgers
Brady into the ground?
Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers is incredibly talented. I just have trouble, and I have no faith, I'll be honest, in Jimmy G. But I have so little faith in Aaron in the playoffs because history is not on his side.
Sean, Steven, don't go anywhere. Mr. Michael D'Angelo is probably going to be making a little bit of an early exit. And, of course, I got to play his background music. Michael, my brother, tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
You guys can find me on Facebook, Michael D'Angelo, Instagram, Cokeman7, the legal kind. And I'm gonna leave you with this here, guys. Did you know the highest scoring game in NFL history was 113 points?
No.
I think the Bills and the Chiefs are over 113, baby. Let's go. That's a hot take. I'm leaving you with that. Go Bucks.
Hang on. I think that stuff you're talking about isn't the legal stuff. But do me a favor. Donald Trump needs to come out and say hello and say goodbye before you go.
Let me tell you what, Harry. It's been great. I got to get some of that goat that you've been talking about. I know you've been drooling over it for a long time. Make sure you bring the Cubans. Steven, if you park next to me again, I'm going to ding your door. That's all I got to say about that. And then, Peter, it's been great to see you again, fella. I can't wait to see you guys in person. This has been great. Go Bucks. No better place than Tampa Bay. Everything else can go to El Paso.
Talk to you later, man. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Michael D'Angelo. That was great. A good time, man. That's great. I have a good time with him.
It was great to meet him when I was there, before this last time. But unfortunately,
that's right. You were at the game. You actually ran into him when you were down here in Tampa Bay. For everybody that doesn't know, Stephen Glasgow is he lives in the great Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Yes, he does.
And he was absolutely having a great time just heckling the hell out of the Dallas fans after that last game.
How could you not?
It was a really, really
how could you not after the decision by Dak Prescott and then afterwards what he said about the refs and he got fined by the NFL, by the way, for that.
Yes,
so
that was
Sean, hold on, I got to get some picks from Sean. So hold on, guys. Sean, okay. Cincinnati's at Tennessee. Tennessee's 3.5-point favorites. Who do you like there?
Cincinnati.
You like Cincinnati getting the 3.5. San Francisco at Green Bay.
Tannehill's garbage.
Okay. I can agree with that. How about San Fran at Green Bay?
Oh, come on, Green Bay.
Okay, Green Bay's going to cover the 5.5 points, or do you think they just like barely squeak out the win?
The Green Bay by 10.
Ooh.
Wow.
The Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Rams are getting 2.5. Tampa's favored by 2.5 with the GOAT. What do you like?
The Rams and the points.
The Rams and the points. Buffalo at Kansas City. Buffalo's getting 2 points. Kansas City's favored by 2.
Buffalo.
Sean, anything else you want to add, my brother?
Nope, you guys are good. See you tomorrow, Harry.
Thank you so much, man. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much, Sean. We'll talk to you later.
Appreciate you, Sean.
Yep, take care. Nice watch, Pete.
nice,
man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
The Rolex, man. Take care, Sean. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Sean. Man, he's a really good guy.
He's cool.
He's
I hope for his sake the Packers and I actually they have a great shot. I mean, that's why you have the number 1 seed. You have home field advantage. It's going to be cold tomorrow night. So lots of comments here, buddy.
All righty. Roger Shue says, brawl in the Hawks game. I think he was talking about the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yes, I think that's what he's talking about.
Okay. You know,
the Atlanta Hawks, by the way.
Bro, I love going to a boxing match.
Yes.
And then a hockey game breaks out. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Sure.
Christian says, text messages weren't a thing. Literally. The last time the Bengals won a playoff game before last week.
Yes.
Right.
Roger Shue says, fake Peter Blake.
Wow. Thank you.
Roger Shue says, it's just not good.
Okay.
Wow.
David Solosky, did Harry just make his pick yet? Dikembe Mutombo said no. Didn't do those picks. Roger Shoe says no Funk Friday, Harry.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, okay. You know what? I have got to do it.
Oh, why? Why do you do this? Why?
Steven, this shit pretty good, ain't it, bro?
Got a little Pornhub kind of feel to it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Christian says, why the hell did Wirfs even return to the game Sunday versus the Eagles after he left the game when he already had a big lead?
Because
last of the series.
Let me make this clear, because this narrative has been thrown out there that the coaching staff is like great. I love the dance moves in the background. The narrative is that this coaching staff and BA make their players play. No, the players want to play. They want to play. He couldn't play. He went out of the game. Let's relax. He's going to play in the next game. That's the reason why. Players decide. I mean, it's football at the end of the day. It's a competitive sport.
David Solosky says Harry's right. Rest and rehab until the game.
Well, not today. They practiced today, and he was fine, right?
Yeah, just like
I don't think Wirfs practiced.
Wirfs did practice.
He practiced today.
Yeah, he practiced along with Jensen. Both of them, no signs of injury at all. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Really?
Evan Shearer says Harry's the man, by far the best guest. Unbelievable knowledge. Thank you, Evan. And no, I do not know that man. Do I?
I don't think we know Evan Shearer, but thanks a lot
thank you so much,
for
Evan.
tuning in. Let's go out to Roger Shoe there.
Mr. Roger Shoe says Harry is the host. Christian says the tunes are growing on me, Harry. Elite intro music too. I told you, man. Here, let me do a little bit more of that.
Oh, jeez.
What's the matter, Pete? You got something against Pornhub? Come on, man.
I'll tell you right now, man.
Steven, tell these guys that's where the funk is.
I'm ready to walk off this set right now.
But seriously, bro, isn't that the funk?
Go to hell. How about that?
Ready?
Peter, you got to feel it. You got to feel it.
Feel this. I feel something, all right. It's gas. You keep on playing this music, and I'll show you it and let you smell it.
Christian says, Ted said funky, right?
Funky, all right. I'll get funky.
Chris Cole says, in the first game against the Rams, we didn't have SMB, and we did. And did we have Whitehead? Winfield and Dean went out in the first drive.
I mean, there's a lot of injuries, and that's the thing that's exciting about this is that this could be, knock on wood, the first time this year where this defense is completely healthy. God,
I love Steven Glasser.
Steven's just loving it, man. He loves the music in the background.
Roger Shoe says Harry's playing this for Mrs. Greek after the show.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Roger,
he is.
She's getting in the mood.
Roger, my wife will kick your ass.
She will kick your ass, though.
Trust me.
Hey,
Roger
I've met her, and she's awesome.
Thank you.
She's awesome.
Let's go, Brandon. Roger Shoe says, Harry, keep playing that music. You're going to make Peter Do we need to explain to you what that means?
No, I know what it means.
Okay,
I definitely know what it means. Roger, you're a dick.
Christian says, DeRozan with...
We got a call.
We have another caller
Yeah.
coming in. Welcome to the Over-Under. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's up, Harry? It's Todd again.
Oh, hey, Todd.
Don't
Hang on. Here we go, Todd.
Play the music and die.
Listen,
Come on, Todd.
Sean had a great call, but he made a comment that made me laugh out loud. This man said, what happens when Tom Brady gets rattled? When have we seen Tom Brady get rattled and not win the game?
In the postseason for the Bucs team? Never.
I have to give full disclosure here.
Yes.
I know Sean. Todd, I don't think I've met you before, but I just want you to understand something. Just I'm not saying anything. Sean is about 6'6", 310. Looks like a Coke machine.
Well, it's great. I love you're playing the music in the background too to suit it, right? Don't play any rock. Just play that stuff right there.
I like that kind of rock.
I want to kick you right now. Seriously, I really want to kick you.
I don't know how
that close to kicking you.
Peter, don't get mad at Harry just because you don't have any rhythm. It's not.
No, I got rhythm, bro. There's just a time and a place for it. I'm fired up, and you feel like we're going to go and shop for training bras at this point with that music.
Training bras? That's a little creepy, bro. That's a little bit creepy. Training bros.
Oh, the training bra right there. That's
Hey,
a line
Todd.
from a movie, by the way, guys. The other guys. Come on now.
Christian
It's not-
Sandfeld. Hold on. Christian Sandfeld says in the Bulls game, DeRozan with a young 18-point first half, shooting 4 for 6.
Huge.
Sorry. A huge.
Did a Donald Trump huge there, yes.
4 for 6 and 10 for 10 from the charity strike. Bulls trail by 1 at halftime, 45-44. Christian, thank you so much for the
update.
Keep
Awesome.
bringing it back in. Roger Shoe says this went off the rails quickly. Phoebe Fitzpatrick.
Von Reed.
There you
If
go.
anybody can read that is Peter
There
Blake's
you go.
future
That's
girlfriend.
It
Peter's
is.
girlfriend.
Absolutely. I love it.
Facebook user
And with the
says,
music you're playing right now, that's what you're drawing.
I'm gonna do it again.
And you would. And I know you
No,
would
I'm
do
not
that.
doing
So
it again.
that's what you get.
Green Bay will win. And
Yes.
here's your next
Yeah.
one.
Dela Cruz Potts. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Von Fi.
Kyle says, now if only Tampa would commit to consistently running the ball. Kyle,
Yeah.
bingo. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
This is why this team has a chance of losing this weekend, because they want to risk it, no biscuit, even when they don't have offensive linemen. But that's for another conversation. Roger Shoe says, like and subscribe and share. Absolutely.
Roger.
This is how we grow the show organically. Make sure you hit the like button. Take a second, hit that like button.
Yes.
Make sure you share this on your timeline as well as other people's timelines, because that's how we do this organically.
Yes.
I do find this cathartic at times, but this is how the man gets his Rolex. Okay? And
He's the Rolex.
Play the music, damn it. You know you want to play the music. Just play the music.
Hey, will this give me a Rolex? This music?
Look at Peter Blake.
Hey,
Todd,
Peter.
I wish you could see Steven Glasgow right now.
Fellas, no, I can see him. It's on a delay. I can see him. He's getting his groove on for sure.
Hey, brother.
Hey, Peter.
Is that your woman crawling up under your desk there, brother?
Sweet.
I'm telling you, Harry.
Thanks a lot, StreamYard, for
music
having
I
us
play when
back
she's
up music
around.
tonight. Jesus.
Hey,
All
I
right.
just want to touch on something Todd said real quick. Todd, still, I
Are you
completely
going to
agree
touch
with him.
something? Hold on. We're going to touch it.
You know, really.
I completely agree with you, Todd.
So Steve's
about
talking
Brady,
about touching Todd.
Touch and
about
Todd.
not
That's
getting
great,
rattled in
man.
the postseason.
You really have taken the show and
Now, this is important, Harry. This is important.
took it to the
I
choir.
agree with Todd, and I disagree with Sean because Todd's right. In the postseason, I don't know if you guys know this. Pete, I'm sure Pete probably does. Brady is 14-2.
Yes. Yes. 14-2.
That's not the record of a person who gets rattled in the postseason.
No.
No, but that's the person who's always had an offensive line as well.
No. I'm glad you said that, Harry. I'm glad you said that because I remember the game when he was back, when he was with the Patriots, the championship game against Denver, where they played in Denver, and they hit him 18
Can
times.
I run two phone calls at one
And the
time, or it
Patriots
doesn't work?
still almost-
Yeah, you can merge them.
Hold
the
on,
Patriots
hold on.
almost
Don't go
won
anywhere.
that game. They lost by 2.
Todd, are you still there?
Merge them.
Todd, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Edward, are you still there? Eddie.
I'm here.
Oh my
Mr.
God! How
Ed.
about this? Now we got to force him going.
Jesus. You know, wow. This is just a great show. This show is brought to you by
Hold on, guys. We got 2 callers.
Brazers. For all your poor needs, it's Brazers.com.
What's a brazier?
That's the Packers fan.
What? Yeah,
actually-
you want to
it's-
go down the sewer? I'll go with you.
I feel dirty. I need
If
a
you go to Pornhub, Harry, you'll find out what Brazzers is.
Todd, you gotta know your Packers are in real trouble, bro.
Oh my
Seriously.
Harry.
God.
Okay,
Harry,
so
real quick.
are we doing this? Are we talking, or what are we doing here?
We are talking actually.
All right, we're talking a lot. So
Harry.
Todd and Ed.
Listen, Aaron Rodgers, when he gets rattled, he crumbles like a small child. I've seen tears on the field.
Somebody's
He
got
talks to
their
offensive
something up.
linemen,
It's
he
like
just cries like a little baby. Tom Brady
getting a
gets
huge-
pissed off and wins games.
huge
in the
echo.
playoffs. That's the bottom line.
Echo. There's a huge echo. Hold on. How about that? Is that better, Ed?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and finish up, Todd.
I was just saying that if we've ever seen an adult man who's a professional athlete in the National Football League crumble, it is Aaron Rodgers when it matters most. And consequently, and I'm fortunate to have this man quarterbacking my team. Praise the Lord. I didn't do anything to get there, but I get to watch him on TV and go to the games. Guess what? When he gets rattled in a game, turns out he freaking wins.
And he breaks
So
iPads.
that's all I know.
That's it. And he breaks records too.
Yep.
So
that's actually a really,
Todd's
really good point.
echoing to me.
Yep.
I don't know why.
Excellent point, Todd.
It's still
Excellent.
echoing. I'm sorry. That's probably because I have two people talking. Ed, I'll try to come back to you in a little bit. Okay, buddy?
All right.
Cheers.
Listen, I will acquiesce and let come on board. But hey, I appreciate the dialogue. This is a great show. And by the way, this whole Pornhub browsers thing,
You like it, don't you?
that's on a different level.
I don't think it's Pornhub, do you?
Oh, absolutely.
if I swear to God, this is going to be, I'm going to hear this on my sleep tonight.
Todd, no, seriously, man. Isn't this
Yes,
the
sir.
funk, bro?
No, this is fantastic.
It is.
It's fantastic. Yeah,
It is fantastic.
this is exactly what they should play on ESPN and NFL Network.
I sent Peter a message at the last show because he had Mark on and they were talking wrestling. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get Randy Savage to come in here and just do a call.
Should do it. Give me your best Randy Savage. What the hell?
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna keep it mystical and magical. Sometimes, people come in here and they want to talk about the Buccaneers and they want to talk about the Packers. The bottom line is this: Tom Brady's just better than Aaron Rodgers, and you gotta take that to the bank. I'm gonna let y'all go to sleep. Good night.
Oh my gosh, that
good.
was great.
That was really
You got to
good,
say
Todd.
snap into a Slim Jim afterwards. Come on.
He's already gone. That was pretty
You're
good,
a party pooper, man. That was talent.
It-
Call back, Todd. Do the snap
man.
into
Now,
a
that was
Slim
really
Jim.
good. Christopher Cole says
Yes.
this show is already off the chain. LOL. Chris. Deuces, brother.
There you go.
Evan Shear says Tennessee will win. Bengals have gone as far as they're going to go.
Agree.
I have to agree with that. Yes, I kind of let my pick out. San Fran's is not winning in minus 10 degree weather. Bills have a hard time with Kansas City crowd. The Bucks will have their hands full with the Rams. You know what? They can make a case for every team in any direction other than the Cincinnati Bengals, in my opinion.
And I think you can still make a case for the Cincinnati Bengals with that explosive offense, but it's a great weekend to be a football fan. Let's just put it out there.
Kyle Nichols says BA was fined $50,000 for hitting a player. That is absolutely correct.
Right.
Roger Shoe says bunch of malakas. Absolutely. Hey, say it. Come on. Go ahead, buddy. Say it. Phi skata malaka.
Say, would you shut up? How about that?
Hey, by the way,
Rodgers,
Evan, just so Evan knows, the Bills beat Kansas City in Kansas City this season.
Yes, 38-20. And that's a thing for me.
Roger Shoe says thought Ditka was going to kill him. That's for sure. That we were talking about when Mike Ditka got a hold of Jim Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
We have another call coming in right now. Ed, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, man. Hey, I really respect what you do, Harry. I just have a question about it. I'm not a gambler. I do tootle around a little bit with fantasy, but I don't really put any money on it because it's really against the religion to gamble. So, but I respect what you do, but I just have a question. And the question is what is this half-point business? Like the Bucks are 3.5 or 2.5 point dog or over or
No, 3.5 point favorites. That is a great question. You know what? A lot of people are afraid to ask questions.
I know.
But this is what the show is about as well.
Exactly.
I do try to break it down so that I can either talk to the most experienced gamblers.
Yes.
Some of the jargon.
It's a teaching moment.
And I like to be able to, to educate people. First off, I always say, if you're going to gamble, make sure you gamble and you play responsibly. Okay. And that's why I've always said in my shows, keep your bets low and make sure your returns are high. Keep your bets low and your returns high. Always say that, because never, ever, ever wager out of your means, because people can get in trouble doing that. Trust me. I've seen it happen. Kind of get what I'm saying? But what's the half a point? The half a point is really simple. That's when Vegas... Look, if you make a straight wager and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are favored by 3 points, and they win the game 20-17, that's what they call a push. Nobody wins. But if they make it if they make it 3.5 points, and Tampa only wins by 3 points and they win by 20-17, that means the Rams covered because they didn't win by 4. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of like when you play blackjack. You know, if you tie with the dealer, then that's push. Nobody wins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff.
Absolutely. Anything else, Ed?
Yeah.
What do you got?
There was a defensive coordinator. I can't remember the name of him offhand. I think he was a Bears defensive coordinator.
Buddy Ryan.
Where he punched a coach in the face.
Kevin Gilbride.
Buddy Ryan.
Buddy Ryan. That's it. What team was that?
The Chicago Bears.
Well, he was he
was with the Oilers.
He was with the Oilers, and he punched his own offensive coordinator, Kevin Gilbride, because the offense let his defense down.
There were rumors in Chicago that Buddy Ryan and Mike Ditka got into some really, really heated exchanges.
Sure. I don't think Buddy Ryan could coach in this day. I mean, he was talented, but
most talented defensive coordinator that I have ever seen in my entire life. But I will tell you one thing.
Sure.
Did you know it was the first and only time? Do you know it's ceremonious to actually carry your head coach off the football team?
Correct.
Okay, after winning the Super Bowl.
Both coaches got carried off.
Both coaches got carried off in Chicago.
Yep. Amazing.
Yep. It really was.
And then after that, Buddy Ryan went on, of course, to coach the Philadelphia Eagles, which
is another narrative I'd love to touch on.
Right.
But that team with White and everybody else.
We had Reggie White, you had Jerome Brown, you had Seth Joyner.
That team was so stacked it wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the fog and Papa Bear Hallis actually throwing that weather into Chicago,
sure,
Philadelphia would have beat the Bears that year.
Well, think about it. Philadelphia and that team had Randall Cunningham, not much else offensively, but defensively, that front seven was nasty.
Offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable. And Buddy Ryan had those boys playing like an image of his personality. It was flat out nasty.
Correct. Absolutely. Agree.
Oh, boy. Ed, I got to go. I got another call coming in.
All right, man.
Take care, my brother. Thank you so much for calling in.
Wow.
Welcome to the Over-Under. Hey, Todd, how are you, sir?
I would like to just say in closing that Stephen Glasgow has some of the finest walk-up music that I've ever heard. And let's just say to clear the record, I've heard some incredible walk-up music. Yeah, and Stephen Glasgow makes me want to put on Parliament Funkadelic and get my soul correct. Yeah.
This show's going off the chain, bro.
Listen, we're here talking about Tampa Bay sports, and let's face it, Stephen Glasgow has the best walk-up music that I've ever heard on this show.
Thank you, Todd.
Snap into it.
Snap into a Slim Jim, bro.
Mystical and magical. Look at him. He's feeling himself. Yeah.
I gotta go on the show with Sapizi right now.
I mean, look at him. You just can't stop looking at him. He's like a freaking Mona Lisa.
Anything else, Randy Savage?
He's got the picture of Yoda in the back. He's got a Brady jersey. Yeah, looks like what could be some early 80s pornographic pictures of his shoulder. Maybe he's got some notes on his desk. Yeah, I think he's got it going. Yeah, that's what we're talking about here.
That was good. That was good.
That was not Todd. That was Macho Man.
That was Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh my gosh, that was probably one of the greatest impressions of all time.
Oh,
we just got to have him on. I mean, that Macho Man later on in his life did a rap album. So the next thing you know that you're gonna have to play some music, and the Macho Man's gonna call back and rap.
This Facebook user says the Packers, the Bucks, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Tennessee Titans win. Roger Shoe says Hawks down 3-0 the start of the second. Roger Shoe says not Market, it's Marpet.
Yes, Marpet.
Muppet. Not Marpet.
Muppet.
Muppet.
Oh, jeez. Rodgers shoes Marpet.
Jesus.
It's Vive la France.
I don't know what you just said.
Evan Shearer says, I have a grave feeling the Bucs will not win.
Yeah,
Too many
okay.
injuries. Rams offense, very powerful. Defense is stout. I think it's an uphill climb for Tampa to win, especially with the injuries. I see exactly where Evan's coming from on this. Christian says, I seen that the Bucs officially ruled out Ronald Jones. I did not see that. I didn't know.
The victim of volume is the victim of an injury. And I'll tell you right now, he's out of here. Not only with the injury situation, him not being able to develop.
So are you succumbing to the fact that Al Keck was right?
No, I'm saying to the fact of Ronald Jones as a free agent, and he's really regressed from last year. He could have had 1,000 yards last year. He's regressed.
It also didn't help, Harry, that he put out some post where he had
Hit Not the Palace. Right.
He had AB's rap song playing in the post.
Which, by the way, I'd rather hear that at this point than what you just played.
Bro,
But he had that playing after AB.
My tunes are off the chain
Don't
tonight.
start. Don't
Steven,
start.
you like it, don't you, bro?
I'm telling you right now, don't start. Start playing Antonio Brown. I'm out of here. Wow.
Anita Newell. Woohoo! My favorite broadcaster. Which one are you talking about,
Well,
Anita?
Thank you very much, Anita. I appreciate it.
Are you sure it's for Peter?
Oh, I'm definitely sure it's for me. Oh, I'm sure about that, my friend.
You Anita, for sure. You need another woman. Is what you need.
you need to shut up. How about that?
Anita,
shut up.
Roger Shoe says, Pete, quit being a homer.
You know what, Roger? You quit being a dick. Sorry.
Harry, if I had a place to wager, where are you betting on the Bears to hire their next GM or head coach? That's a really good one. Hang on. I think we got Randy Macho Man Savage calling up again. No, he hung up. Randy Macho Man Savage actually hung up.
He was
needs
a
to have
visiting
to
us
call
from
back.
the grave.
Wants to know who the next GM and head coach are. I couldn't tell you about the general manager. I am, however, looking at, look, the bottom line is this. The Chicago Bears have never backed up the bus and the Brinks truck to try to pay for a head coach nor a general manager. We have another call coming in.
Wow. Who's this?
Welcome to the Over Under. I'm Harry the Greek, the host. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Harry the Greek. This is Christian Shanafel. I thought I would put a voice
Christian
to the commentator, Peter Blake. I mean, the guy with the Rolex, as the great Ric Flair would say, the Rolex wear, the diamond ring wear, the kiss stealing, dealing, limousine riding, jet plane, son of a gun.
Thank you.
And of course,
I like this guy.
Stephen Glasker. I mean, the dance move, undefeated. So I had to put a voice to the commentator. Been tuning in the last few weeks and big fan of you guys' show, and I see you guys talking about my latest comment asking about the Bears next GM head coach. So I thought I would get you guys to dial in.
I'm really glad that you did that. I was just throwing you a little bit of quiet storm music. First off, I have $1 million question
That's
for
what you need to do.
Hold on, bro. I got $1 million question for him. Christian,
Yes.
Cub fan or Sox fan?
Oh, come on, Harry. My South Side brother.
That's my man.
Put it on the board. Yes.
Hey.
I had to do it.
Who do you think, and if you had a wish list, and I'm going to ask you this, okay, I'm going to ask you a two-part question. If you had a wish list and a realistic wish, who's going to be the GM and the head coach of the Chicago Bears?
Oh, man. So wish list. I'll go with the wish list first. Obviously, Mike Tomlin, Sean Payton. I mean, I don't think those guys are even reachable at this point, but those names have been floated out there. I don't think that's even realistic. I'm still holding on hope for Jim Harbaugh. Peter, I know you'll like to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think realistically, Bill Polian, he's kind of got his fingerprints on this search, and it's not exciting. It's not exciting for me, at least, as a Bears fan, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And today we're hearing rumors that Jim Caldwell is starting to turn down some job interviews out there, which kind of has me thinking maybe, just maybe, Bill Polian is calling his buddy Jim Caldwell. Not that he's qualified. I do think he's a qualified candidate, no doubt about it.
Without question.
but I do think there's some more qualified names out there.
How about Brian Flores? Would you take a Brian Flores in Chicago?
I would take a Brian Flores, absolutely, and I wouldn't totally shut down Jim Caldwell. I just think that knowing Bill Polian, somebody who hired Jim Caldwell in the past in Indianapolis, and he did a fine job in Indianapolis, minus that 1 year where, of course, he had Curtis Painter as his quarterback after Peyton Manning was down with the neck injury.
That never helps. Yeah,
exactly. So, I mean, Jim Caldwell, again, more than a qualified candidate, doesn't really excite me. Brian Flores would excite me a little bit more. So I think right now, if I had to guess what might happen, sorry to kind of scramble all over the place, but this kind of gives me, it kind of brings me back to when the Bears hired Ernie Accorsi as their consultant, and who'd he hire? His good old buddy John Fox. Now we got Bill Polian, and it looks like, I mean, it's still a little too early to tell, but it looks like Jim Caldwell could be one of those guys where it's like, are you bringing these guys in, and are they really, are you bringing these guys in as consultants, and are they really giving it their all? I mean,
it's a retread coach. That's what it comes down to. It's a retread coach. It's not a big time name like a Jim Harbaugh. It's not a young name.
Be a really good signing, though. In my opinion, would be a pretty good signing. But I had one more question for you, Christian.
Right.
How about a Leslie Frazier?
I would take Jim Caldwell any day over Leslie Frazier.
There you go.
I mean, it's not a bad coach. In fact, Caldwell, the last time he was coaching the Lions, they actually had a winning season, and he was fired, and they haven't won ever since. So I get what you're saying. It's just not. It's not the sexy name, if you will, when you're playing that stupid music all night long. And that's what kind of fans want. They want the sexy name. They want the big time name.
Christian, do you like the music? That's what I want to know.
I'll tell you what, Harry, if the Bears announce their next head coach, even if it's Leslie Frazier, if they have that music behind it, the fan base will be totally sold.
There you go. Right there. You're sold right there. That's all you got to do. It doesn't matter who you hire. Just play the music in the background.
There's a really good customer that comes to my shop over at Tires Plus here in St. Pete, Christian. His name is Coach Jim Levitt. Are you familiar with Jim Levitt?
I can't say I am.
He is part of the Vic Fangio tree and the Jim Harbaugh tree. He was a position coach for the 49ers under Vic Fangio.
Yep.
He's been a DC coordinator in the National Football League. He's a DC coordinator currently for SMU. And we had some really, really interesting conversations. Look for him to be on the show probably next week. We're going to talk about the coaching carousels that are going around the National Football League. And I'll tell you what, the stories that he could tell about Mike Singletary and about the Chicago Bears. I mean, we talked for a little over 2.5 hours. It was quite interesting. And,
awesome.
And I think it's going to be an awesome guest next week to go ahead
and locally here in the Tampa Bay area, people and fans are familiar with him because he used to be the former USF head coach.
That's true. And you know another thing?
What's that?
Not only that, but he was with Oregon, FSU.
Yes.
I mean, I could just keep going.
He had USF at number 2 in the country, guys. University of South Florida right now.
I know.
Amazing.
And by the way, what's the weather like up there?
Yeah,
Christian.
What's it like?
Man,
just curious. Just asking for a friend.
Yeah. So currently, it's last I checked about 45 minutes ago. It was 7 degrees.
Oh, 7.
Wow.
That's a little chilly. Hey, just to let you know, I had to close my windows because I had to put the air conditioning on. Just throwing it out there.
You know what will warm him up?
What?
That music. That'll warm him up. You know what? Go ahead, play it. What the hell? Hey, bro, I don't care. I'm giving it anyway. Screw it.
Usually around this time of the year, I'm actually in that area for the East-West Shrine game, which unfortunately I don't believe is in the Tampa Bay St. Pete area.
It is not. It's actually in Las Vegas. It got switched out, and we would be covering it. And I wish I was covering it right now if I have to see Stephen Glasgow dance. But you're exactly right. It got moved to Las Vegas, which I don't know why it did that. East-West Shrine game should be here in Tampa in the Tropicana Field. Goodness gracious, what is that? What are you doing? What he's doing? Cavs patch there? What is he doing? What are you doing? Walk like the Egyptian? Next thing you're going to do the robots.
Hey, let me just tell you. Luckily, I'm not on camera right now.
There you go. Exactly. Well, hey, look, everybody can just dance.
You know what could be worse?
I'll just do this.
That mic could be.
And you know what? He's going to come on. He's going to come on.
If you say Fat Mike 3 times,
I'm saying
it's like
it.
Beetlejuice.
Fat Mike, Fat Mike, Fat Mike.
He'll be coming on.
There you go. All right. Good
Anyway,
stuff,
Christian, thank you so much for calling in. I sure hope to hear from you in the future coming shows. And thank you, seriously. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And the comments are great.
Hey, you guys got it. Love what you guys are doing. I'll leave you guys with a final update on the Bulls game. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Bulls trailed by 4, 83-79. Harry, love the shirt. Southside, my brother, and you guys keep on doing the great work.
Have a great day.
Appreciate you, buddy. All right. Macho Man's on.
Macho Man Randy Savage, I think, came back on.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just saying. I appreciate a Beetlejuice reference as much as the next guy. You know what I mean? I'm trying to take it down a little bit. I'm not going to get excited. Man, I got to keep this tone low style, like Stephen Glasker right there in his office. You know what I mean?
Well, Stephen Glasker is the straightest black guy you'll ever meet. Tell him, Stephen.
No, he looks like a conventional straight male. He does. He looks like a conventional straight male. Unlike Hulk Hogan, he looks like a conventional straight male. And so we appreciate that. And Christian, that was a fantastic. I have to tell you. Listen, sometimes the Macho Man gets excited. I'm trying to keep it low and slow, like a smoker on the trigger. You know what I mean? Listen, I appreciate all of the commentary about football. Yeah, I appreciate all the insight. It's fantastic. Some of us don't know what the hell is going on in the NFL. You know what I mean? It's fantastic. And by the way, I gotta say, Peter, I'm surprised you've not stood up yet to use the bathroom in Harry's kitchen there.
Macho Man, thank you so much for calling in, man.
I love this character, Macho Man. This is great. I was such a big fan.
It's not easy being the Macho Man, especially since he's dead, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, you guys are doing a fantastic show from Mary's Kitchen, yeah. And nobody's gotten up to use the men's room at all. It's a little confusing to the Macho Man.
Is there an adult in the room? He's holding it for me.
Oh, God, why?
Listen, it's a free-for-all. Steven knows. Masters over there popping off, you know what I mean?
Stephen Glasker.
Stephen Glasker, please dance.
Come on, let's do it.
The real Steven
Put on the 90s porn music. I'm ready.
No, probably wearing some briefs or some jockey shorts or something. So,
you know what? Why does Macho Man? You guys remember the scene from that movie Dodgeball?
Yes.
Yeah.
And why does Macho Man remind me of the guy who was watching the young dude wash the tire?
Did someone say something about tires?
If you can dodge a wrench.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge.
Todd, let me tell you something. You have brought a smile to my face.
Hey guys, listen. I've been dying to do this impersonation.
Anytime you want to. Anytime.
Seriously, man, you can do it anytime you want.
I'm amazed. I feel like I'm talking to the Macho Man at this point.
Listen,
it's amazing.
The only reason I brought this out is because the show started to devolve a little bit. You know what? I got nothing to lose here.
Look, man, I thought you were going to come on there and rap about Hogan next. You know that
That's
Macho
okay.
Man.
That's okay.
You know, Hogan's a punk. You know what I mean?
Hey, Todd.
We all know that he's stuck in children's
Todd.
hospital money.
Look who's coming behind us.
Yeah,
Hey, Todd. Todd, for me, if you could just say, because this is from that movie Dodgeball, if you could just say, "Yeah, boy, get in there."
Yeah, boy.
He's talking about
All
the
right,
guy.
I gotta go now.
Oh, Todd, thanks a lot.
Todd, have a really good night, my brother. You too, man.
Jeez, that's great, man.
That was pretty good.
He needs to do some radio impressions, man. That's great.
Steven, I had a really good time with you
Jesus.
today, buddy. So this is what I'm gonna do. My boy Steven. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You guys can find me on Pornhub and in 1990s pornos based on this music. Other than that, I'll occasionally show up when Harry and Peter show up if they let me. I promise I'll keep my clothes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I need to call my girlfriend.
Mr. Stephen Glasker. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
That's what we're trying to do. I think we're trying to attract the women demographic tonight.
Steven.
We're doing a pretty good job. We got Anita watching, hopefully.
Hey, Anita. I'm here for you, baby.
See? Do it again, Steven. I don't think she heard you.
Shut up and be quiet.
Hey, Anita. No need, Peter. I'm here for you, baby.
That's right. Like we said. Welcome to the Over-Under. I'm the Greek and a little Pete.
I got you, little Pete.
Steven, have a great time, buddy. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great one.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Appreciate you. Let's go out to these comments.
We're going to go out to the comments and then give the final picks for tonight. Harry, if you had to place a wager. Anita says, I'm always at work when you come on. Just want to kick back in a lazy chair and enjoy with no interruptions.
Well, thank you very much, Anita.
Thank you,
I appreciate
Anita.
it.
That was really, really nice.
Yeah, that's.
I think she's talking to both of us.
No, I think she's talking to me. I know for a fact. Yes.
She's talking to you?
Yeah, she's talking to me.
Okay. Hi, Anita. Sorry.
It's all right.
Harry, thoughts on the USFL this year? That's a great question.
I mean, look, all teams are playing in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah, let me think. Thoughts?
Yes.
None.
Wow.
Christian
no love,
says,
no Tampa Bay Bandit ball at all, even though they're playing in Birmingham, Alabama. It's football, baby.
Zero love for it right now.
Oh,
I'll get excited for it a little bit later.
Okay.
Christian Sandfeld says, wish Mike McCarthy was still in Green Bay. So do I. They'd be losing. David Solowski says, great show, gentlemen. Bucks wide receiver 3. Someone will step up huge. Goes bust. I don't know who can possibly set up in that wide receiver 3.
It's either Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller, or possibly, and BA was talking about this today, John Smoke Brown. He's got that speed threat.
John Brown can really run.
He can run, and he's been highly productive in BA's offense.
I think I would rather have Scotty Miller in that offense.
Okay.
Roger Shue says, Pete, play the music in the meeting Monday morning.
You dare me?
Facebook user says, keep rocking it, Steven. Roger Shue says, changing on my mind in the music. Liking now that I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, but you only played it like 40 times tonight. It starts out really slow.
It's got that funk, bro.
Does it?
Evan Shear says, Peter, I watch your show during Buck season at halftime.
And during the week.
Enjoy you guys all season long.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Keep on tuning in here live on the Sports Web channel. Yes, the Rolex and this music, Pete, might get some finally. Yeah. Says this guy. What do you say? You all don't think Brady wasn't rattled a little in the Green Bay game last year when he threw 3 interceptions? He did that in the second half, not in the first half. But you're exactly right.
You know what? You're right, but he was bad play calling too.
Right, but it was also
really
the fact of his defense picking him up, Shaq Barrett, namely the guy. Yes. Someone should send this show to paid programming for 2 a.m. slot on Comedy Central. Love it. Why not? Let's do it, man. Amazing show. New permanent music of the Over-Under.
Facebook user. I love it. Macho Man.
It's great.
Roger Shue says.
I don't know what that is. What does that say? Wait, let's see. Wait till
we see Pete in 9 months.
You know, even though you're the moderator of this show, I'm ready to ban your ass.
Kyle says Bulls Bucks tied with 9 minutes left in the 4th.
Wow, we're gonna have to get off and watch that game, maybe. Boy, if we are.
Roger Shue says Rojo victim of vomit. Pete, do you still have Rojo's jock?
I'm not even answering that. I never had it. I mean, the guy who brought it on the show is the one who had it in his closet,
Roger
not mine.
Shue says Hawk Harrelson. What?
Hawk Harrelson sucked. Yeah, see? He's looking to get banned at this point. Trying to get banned.
Facebook user says, I take Brian Flores in Chicago. I would too.
Love
the music, Stephen Glasker.
The talk is that Brian Flores could go to the New York Giants, and then there could be a combination of not only Flores, but also Deshaun Watson.
Absolutely. Roger Shue says, keep playing that music. I'm going to Tarpon and get a yaya for Friday night. Do you know what a yaya is?
Yeah, I know who that is right there.
Okay.
Yeah, Travis. Yes.
Welcome to the Over Under. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Well, it looks like we're going to be a little bit on the under tonight, Harry Bird. A little bit under.
I'm under the weather after some of this show.
How you doing, Travis?
I'm doing well, my friend. I'm doing well. I'm doing a little bit better than Kobe White is tonight, shooting a glorious 0 for 9 from three-point range this evening.
Who won the game?
It's still going on. It's 88-83. I think both teams are shooting under 40% for the night.
88-83. Is it Milwaukee or Chicago?
Yeah, Milwaukee's up right now. It's just, it's tough when Zach's not in the lineup and you're looking for points, and you can't really rely on anybody else on this club other than DeRozan. Caruso's missing wide open layups and shots along with Kobe White. We get a flagrant 2 on Caruso, and Caruso misses both free throws, and that could be the difference in the final score tonight, Harry. So, it's a valiant effort by this team against the world champion Milwaukee Bucks and the MVP, but this looks like they're going to fall a little bit short tonight.
Well, Harry the Greek always likes himself a little Greek freak, but I am a huge Bulls fan.
Yeah, and the way the Bulls have played this year has been tremendous, but the disappointing thing is Lonzo Ball, 6 to 8 weeks, and what's the impact of that? And Travis, what's your opinion? What's going to be the impact on this team going forward?
Well, let's just hope they get healthy before the playoffs start, and that's all that really counts. I mean, I'm looking for this team to win a first-round playoff matchup, and anything after that is gravy. I think we're really looking at a year or two down the road, especially if they can keep the nucleus together with Vooch, DeRozan, and obviously Zach, and then put some pieces around it, and I think they can compete. It's tough when you're going up against monsters. You got to go up against a team like New Jersey at some point with potentially three superstars on that club, and you got a real tough matchup with Embiid and the 76ers, and the Bulls don't really have granted, Vooch is good, but he's not a true big man that can go up against a guy like Embiid, and that's where they're really going to suffer.
That's what I was curious about.
A decent 4 and a decent 5, they're really going to struggle against with this club. So they're down by 6 right now with a buck, almost 2 minutes to play or so, and they're trying to hold tight, but they need some stops down the stretch, and what's going to happen here. Going to get down into the big man, into the MVP zone. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys abreast of the score. I love that word,
abreast. There you go. You know what? He did that, right? Oh, Jesus.
He's got abreast.
Oh,
Travis.
Hey, so did you guys give out the pick yet? What's going on?
No,
what are we waiting until the last minute? What's happening?
I'm going to be given, as soon as I hang up the phone with you, I'm going to go through the picks. We're going to read some of the final comments, and we are out of here.
We are out of here for the night, and we don't have to hear that damn music anymore.
No, that music sucks, by the way. Oh, hey, Pete, by the way, I saw one of your idols last night, and Chris Jericho with Fozzy and obviously the wrestler, and he was at the Bruce Dickinson event over at the Tampa Theater, and it was pretty fantastic. Sat 2 seats next to him. I was going to tell him that you said hi, but I decided against it.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot for the update there. Go Chris Jericho, of course. I wish YouTube wouldn't copyright us, because I would say play Judas. That's a hell of a song over that damn music.
I love my music.
Yeah. What a career that guy's had. But we're talking over-unders here. We're not talking about wrestling. We're not talking about metal music. We're talking about the overs on one of the biggest weekend sports betting of the year in this National Football League. And, boy, guys, there's a lot of toss-up games out there this weekend. So we're really excited for tomorrow and, obviously, for Sunday's monster action between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. And you guys know that Patrick Mahomes and Allen put up 77 and 78% of their team's offense, respectively. And, Harry, I think you know this. I think 85% of the money at this point is on Buffalo.
And it should, to me, it should be, because until Kansas City proves that they can stop a real offense at this point, I'm not going to believe that defense is back. They've struggled somewhat this year against some teams.
They're 5-0. They're 5-0 against anybody other than Tom Brady. Mahomes is 5-0 against anybody else other than Brady. So until somebody, puts it to Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, especially in Arrowhead, other than Tom Brady, I like Kansas City's chances.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you right now, I like Buffalo in this game. I already going to give away my pick because it's a get-over game. It's going back to last year in the AFC Championship game. That team is going to get over. That's why I liked the Bucs and Buffalo in the Super Bowl this year.
Had a really good time. Travis, as usual, my brother, thank you. Thank you.
Play some music for him.
And I can't play any music for him. He didn't like my music, so
we'll play it for him anyway. He said it really sucked.
If you ain't playing some Pantera, Harry, I don't want none of that nonsense. And with that, I say good day, my friend.
Good day, man. See you later. He said,
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Travis.
He said, I got to be honest, this music sucks.
I kind of liked it. I know he did. Oh, God. All right. And there's the bandit.
That's what you get right there. You play that music, you get the cat. There's not a joke there. Stop, perverts. Oh, my gosh. You know what? This show is really just something else. No cats, by the way, were harmed in this.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is the bandit.
Hey, Bandit.
He's like,
my ears all up.
What's this funky music?
What is going on here?
I have no idea. Anyway, Kyle Nichols says Bucs are winning 90-85 with less than 2 minutes left in the game. Christian says Vooch needs to step it up, especially with Lonzo Ball out.
Hey, Bandit. Oh, gee.
I got to take this call. Is this Randy, Macho Man Savage again?
Where else can you go and see a cat's anus on the screen? This is fantastic. I mean, I'm just saying, you guys are sitting in the kitchen, relaxed, and doing your thing.
Where's my drink
at? All of a sudden, a feline animal walks by, and you lift his noose up to the screen. It's fantastic.
Macho Man. Much love, brother. We're cutting this short. Deuces, okay, brother?
Every time I think I'm going to go to sleep, something else happens, right?
Just out of curiosity, can you tell my cat, the Bandit, break it off a Slim Jim?
Well, sometimes, brother, you got to understand something. When the sponsorship tells you what to do and your vendors are calling in line, you got to say, step into a Slim Jim.
Deuces, brother. Have a good night.
I'm just saying, that's not what I'm really about.
Take care.
Oh,
Randy.
my God.
That was good. All right, getting back.
Comments?
Roger Shoe says, awesome show, guys, and God bless. Roger, thank you so much. Christopher Cole, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Help me, I can't breathe. He's laughing out loud. That's pretty bad when Christopher Cole can't breathe.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
I love it.
That's good.
Facebook users, 49ers, Titans, Bucks, and Bills. Those are pretty good picks. Christian says, oh, shoot. That must mean another Rolex is on the way. Facebook user says that was pretty. Christian says, NSFW warning, please. NSFW. No. I don't know. Roger Shoe says, this may have been the best YouTube show I've ever watched. I think so.
I do too. I don't know what to say after this. So let's give out the picks. Let's get out.
I'm going to give the picks out.
I need something to drink. I like my
Peter,
parts.
Cincinnati and Tennessee. Who do you like?
I like Tennessee. I like Tennessee in this game. I like Tennessee by 10 too. I don't think Cincinnati can deal with their with Derrick Henry.
Tennessee's favored by 3.5. So you like Tennessee?
Yeah, I like Tennessee.
Okay, I'm going to probably go to Texas in this game, but you know what I am going to do here? I'm going to give out a very small position. I kind of like over the 47.5. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I think Cincinnati's still going to be able to put up quite a few points. However, I think Tennessee is also going to be able to put up points, not just by running the football. I think they're going to have a big game in the year because of the fact that they're going to be trying to stop Derrick Henry.
Oh, great.
And that's going to be the key factor. If Cincinnati's smart, Peter, they play two high safeties at all time and dare the Titans to go ahead and run the football. and try to rely on that weak front seven that they have to be able to do the best possible job. It's going to give up a ton of yards, almost like a bend, but don't break mentality from the 20 to 20.
Right.
But what happens when you get inside that red zone? That field has to tighten up a little bit.
Correct.
Maybe they might be able to get a couple of mistakes. Maybe Cincinnati will get lucky. I doubt it. I'm leaning toward Tennessee. I'm not playing the game, but I am going to have a small position on the over. So the Greek's giving you over 47.5. San Francisco at the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay was as much as 6.5-point favorites this week so far. The game is Green Bay minus 5.5, and the total is 47. Peter, who do you like?
You know, you guys have convinced me tonight. I actually think San Francisco could win this game just because of the record, just because they can run the ball.
So do you like them to win, or do you like them, at least to cover the 5.5? We're trying to help people gamble.
I think, you know what? I think they'll cover the 5.5. I think it'll be a close game, and I actually like San Francisco in this game. I'm convinced. I think San Francisco goes to Green Bay, beats them. They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. I like the 49ers in this game.
It's going to be close to 0 in the temperatures, ladies and gentlemen. This is very, very difficult weather to play in. But let's not forget, Jimmy Garoppolo hates the Green Bay Packers. He's a native Chicago guy. Went to school in, not quite Chicago, but he's from the Illinois area. He's used to that cold weather. But you know what? It's cold. It's really cold. But what do teams like to do best in the cold?
Run the ball and play defense.
There you go.
Yep.
San Francisco covers this game with ease. This is my pick of the week. 1A, and there's a 1B coming up here real soon. The Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Peter, Tampa is now down, only favored by 2.5. Have the gods bestowed upon the gamblers an easy line here?
It's a trap. It will be a close game. The Bucs will win this game 31-27. They will have everybody back healthy. That defense will at least cause a couple turnovers by Matt Stafford. Brady doesn't usually lose to a team twice in a year. It's not going to happen. Bucs are going to beat the Rams, and they will be in the NFC Championship game versus the San Francisco 49ers come next Sunday.
There's some proposition bets I'm going to go ahead and divulge right now. Will Brady throw an interception in this game? Yes is going to be the answer. He's going to have to try to key on strictly two receivers, and Rob Gronkowski and Mike Evans. Well, he's not going to have Gronkowski to throw too much to, because he's going to be needed very much so behind that line of scrimmage to go ahead and try to block some of the defensive ends and even try to chip on Aaron Donald. It could be a long day for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If they run the football, they will win this game. I'm sorry, Tampa fans, I like the Rams in this game to cover the 2.5 points. Buffalo at the Kansas City Chiefs. Peter.
I like the Buffalo Bills. I think Josh Allen right now with his performance versus the Patriots, they're a hot team. And once again, you look for that team to get over the top. This is the game they get over the top. I like the Buffalo Bills to move on to the AFC Championship game and face Tennessee in a rematch of that classic Monday night game earlier on in this season.
Perfect. I also am not going to play this game. I'm really sorry. I cannot give the pick on here. I'm going to advise all the gamblers out there and the people that are try to respect their money. This is a game you want to play the second half with, because you want to see how the game is actually working. I'm not a big believer in Patrick Mahomes. I think the defense is what made this team and carried this team this year. I think Patrick Mahomes has made a lot of mistakes, especially rolling to his right and throwing across his body. Buffalo does a really good job shadowing. They got very fast linebackers, and they have played a lot better on defense. It seems like I'm leaning toward Buffalo. No, I'm not. Do not play this game. Play the second half. Peter, I got to tell you what. We're going to go back to the last comments. We're going to go ahead and end this show. The comments are Bucks win 94-90. Bucks Macho Man, hashtag NSFW, not sale for work. Ha ha. Not safe for work.
Not safe for work.
Christian says, damn, Bulls lose. Bucks win 94-90. I'll cash my Bulls plus 11 ticket, though. Absolutely. Evan Shear says, Harry, you say Rams cover, but do the Bucks win? I have no comment. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
I don't have a comment on that. I'd like to see them win from a fan's perspective, but they're in trouble. They're in trouble in this game. They need to run the football to be able to do it. I announced earlier in the season that I thought that they were the best team in the National Football League. Todd, I wish I could go ahead and answer that call, but we're going to have to end the show this evening. And you guys are great. Well done tonight, gentlemen. Facebook user says, I think when Gronkowski's blocking, that's why Cameron Brate will play a big role in this game. And you know what? He is my underdog, and they've got to get him involved in that game. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into the Over-Under. It's been great. We'll see you next Friday night, or you'll see us Monday on the Sports Web.
That's right. The evolution of sports talk television. 3 things here, guys. Bring your passion. Bring your excitement. Just don't bring any nonsense. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about.
Have a good night, everybody. We'll talk to you later.